This is the Going In show where we discuss subject matter most are scared to touch.
Yeah, a platform to build on race and cultural relations from a hip-hop perspective.
And I'm Raw Proof, a so-called white dude.
And I'm Pal Shadows, the general of the House of Hip Step.
And this is the Going In show.
So let's go in, yo.
Let's go.
Yo, Proof, I think it's about time we do a show on race and cultural relations, you know?
Sounds kind of dangerous.
Yeah, but we gotta stay dangerous, you feel me? Get it together, we about to go in. Get it together, we about to go in. Get it together, we about to go in. Raw Proof, Pal Shadow, show them how we can win. Get it together, we about to go in. Get it together, we about to go in. Get it together, we about to go in. Raw Proof, Pal Shadows, we about to begin.
All right, this is the third episode of the Going In show. And of course, we speak from a hip hop perspective. And Pal, a lot has been going on right now in the world of hip hop with a classic demonstration of a rap battle, of course, between Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. I know you're aware of this.
Yeah, definitely.
I know you're aware of this.
Most definitely.
So apparently this started way back in 2013 where Lamar, he had a verse on a Big Sean song called Control.
Yeah, Control.
And he called out Drake and several other rappers. Do you recall this?
Oh yeah, I definitely recall that. And you know the thing about that at the time, it was real like major thing. It was shocking. You know, it was a major thing in the hip hop community when he did that, because it was like, you know, up until that point he had been kind of just a spitter, you know, just known for his lyricism.
Right.
He hadn't really came at anybody, so when that happened, it like woke a lot of people up. I definitely recall that.
Yes, and like these are, if I'm not mistaken, most of the guys that he was coming at, and even him himself, you know, they were of a certain age group, you know, and I do remember Big Crit having a response to that verse, and he had a song called Mount Olympus, and you know, this is the time where I'm starting to get real comfortable with being a Southern transplant from the Midwest. So like when I heard Big Crit and he was lyrical, he was from the South, he didn't care, you know, what people thought about him being from the South and he representing the South. And that song that he came back with, man, it was pretty strong, pretty solid. And I was like, yeah, this Big Crit character, I'm gonna start checking for him as well.
Yeah, I got up on Big Crit kind of late in the game. I wasn't really up on him when he first dropped. It took time for me to get into him.
Word.
But yeah, salute Big Crit.
And you know, at this point in time, 2013, it's like technology is starting to advance. There's so much music. I don't think streaming was really on and popping yet, but it just seemed real difficult just to keep up with how many artists there were. I mean, for me, you know, hearing people on the radio, I was hard for me to distinguish between Future, Drake, Lamar, and J. Cole. Like,
yeah, and the thing about it is that, and none of those guys that you mentioned right there were battlers. You know what I'm saying? They weren't the warrior type. You know, it seemed to be some kind of like a sentiment among the mainstream artists that, you know, we don't battle. You know, it's like, you know, I don't want to battle you. That's like what those underground rappers do.
Good point. That's a great point, because at this time too, battle rap had established itself as its own thing, its own world, you know, where people were making livings off of doing strictly, you know, battle rap, not to mention the whole style of it had changed and evolved. So like on the timeline, so Kendrick Lamar drops that verse on Big Sean's Control. Drake shuts down these beef rumors. Apparently somebody spoke to him about him and he's like, nah, I just seen him at this award show. Everything's cool, everything's love. And then Lamar takes aim at Drake during a BET Hip Hop Awards cypher. This is all 2013. And then Drake in 2013, December of 2013, apparently he said inside of an interview that he felt like he was being baited. 10 years later, Drake and J. Cole released this song called First Person Shooter together. This is October of 23. And I guess there might have been some shots on there fired at Lamar. So Lamar claps back a few months later on Future and Metro Boomin's track called Like That. Metro Boomin is somebody, I keep hearing his name come up more often. I guess he's a producer?
Metro Boomin is a young producer. Salute Metro Boomin. He's out of the A, if I'm not mistaken, and he makes a lot of the beats for Future. You know, you'll hear Future saying things like Young Metro on the track, you know.
Word. So that was March of this year when Kendrick Lamar was on that track. He was featured on that track. And I believe this is the song I'm thinking where, yeah, this is the joint where he says something about F the big three, it's just big me.
Yeah,
you know?
Ain't no big three, it's just big me. And I see that you got the J. Cole releases the Kendrick diss track, the 7-minute drill.
That was next.
Okay, yeah. I see that you got that on there. But I don't see that you had what he did and what J. Cole actually came out and did after he released that. I wanted to bring up the point that J. Cole apologized for that. He came and apologized for that, for that song, and then he actually removed it from his social media. So at one of his concerts, I think it's a Dreamville concert,
Yep.
he came out and he apologized for that song, which to me was like it's a fallacy in hip hop.
Yeah, have you ever heard of this before?
I've never heard of anybody coming out, dropping a diss track, and then apologizing for that.
Me
Never.
neither.
You know, and I mean, so then now he drops out of the battle, but let's go ahead and go in and get into the subject matter.
So after he drops out of the battle, Drake releases diss tracks, Push-Ups, and Tailor-Made Freestyle in response. I guess the whole tailor-made thing has something to do with Taylor Swift and her or her people having power over him or something like that. I guess
there was some kind of connection to Taylor Swift on it. I can't remember, but
they work with some other same producers or something.
But that's significant because now you have Drake, the light-skinned guy. You have Kendrick, King Kunta, the kind of like the representing the consciousness in the Black and Indigenous community. You know what I'm saying? And now you have Drake, and he's coming out with the track against Kendrick, siding up with the so-called white girl Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? And calling his song Tailor-Made.
So Kendrick responded to Drake after he did this Tailor-Made freestyle in this joint called Push-Ups with Euphoria. I heard Euphoria, and when I think of battle rap, I think of going in and really destroying somebody's true character, being witty, but also the music and the delivery to be kind of like, dum, 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 and the whole energy on Euphoria, I was just like, wow, I'm really gonna have to listen to the content, the words, because the energy that I'm accustomed to wasn't really there. That's why I felt about that one. But then Lamar doubled down and he did 616 to LA. Apparently the whole play off the title of the song was something that Drake does often. So 6 minutes and 16 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And, that one was cool too. And then Drake came back with Family Matters, and I was like, hold up, Drake's actually kind of going in right now. Like he's actually battle rapping now, and the beat sounded, like it was meant for that. And then.
And then Kendrick Lamar, your boy K-Dot, comes in with the Gensu roundhouse kick, nunchucks to the brain, meet the Grams.
And he recruited none other than the Alchemist for the spooky, dark, let me tell you a dark secret type vibe beat.
Murderous.
Bro, that was like, and the way he did it was
Deadly.
Super original and creative.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking to Drake. He was talking to his family members.
Talking to his whole family, talking to everybody but him. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh man,
that was
like
crazy
watching
to watch.
a TV show.
And then, to add insult to injury and just to put more nails into that same coffin, he releases Not Like Us. And this one right here is where, to me, I was waiting on, because I felt like with Drake, when he dropped Push-Ups, he kind of had a edge on Kendrick because of its party value. You know what I'm saying? The push-ups, it had that party, that club feel to it. But when K-Dot dropped Not Like Us, boom, he hit you with that Oakland, Cali, you know what I'm saying? Hyphy feel to it. So he took it up like 10 notches on the party club tip, and I think that kind of swept it. That's why, like I was telling you before break, or during the break rather, that I didn't even go back and listen to the Heart Part 6 until right now, just that little break.
Right. Because nobody wants
Nobody
wants people dancing in the club to the song that somebody dissed you on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, so.
But that's what's happening. And in Cali right now, I guarantee you, Friday night in Oakland in the Bay,
right,
they are rocking the Not Like Us right now somewhere at happy hour. It's going down right now. I guarantee it.
Yo, so like.
Potency.
A few things about this battle that really kind of, I don't know, kind of had me critical thinking about things was like, number one, how fast Drake dropped Family Matters. I mean, Meet the Grams, after Drake dropped Family Matters, Lamar dropped that one real quick, and there was all types of conversation about it. He has a mole or somebody that, you know, is in Drake's circle, so he kind of knew what kind of angle dude was going to come with real fast, so he knew what to do, you know, quickly. But also, you know, Lamar was making some pretty serious allegations about Drake's character, including pedophilia, that he's affiliated with, you know, talking to young girls, messing with young girls. And
I think that was just the battle jabs though, fam.
It's pretty serious jab.
It's serious jabs, but I mean, I liken that into like how Tupac, you know, made some very outrageous claims in his battle with Biggie. And you know, we of course we don't play around with that at all. You know, that is a very serious topic. I don't even think that's something to be played around with. But, you know, we are talking about the battle sphere with adults, where we have adults primarily in this arena. It's not really aimed at the kids. So to make that kind of a claim, which do people really believe that Drake was involved in that at all?
I seen a video today that makes me question it.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know if that's so much to be looked at as reality as it's to be looked at as this is a ultimate. What's the ultimate jab? This is the ultimate jab. Now, if there's any validity to that and it comes out, oh, then we already know. Then that's going to be your career, kind of like what we're seeing with the Diddy situation right now.
True. Man. Lamar also put Drake's Google satellite view of his house as the album cover for one of these diss tracks. And I noticed that later. I was like, what? And then you heard in the news where one of Drake's security guards got shot. Like,
yeah, and again, you know what I'm saying? I have to, you know, that could be related, but I feel like, I mean, that could be something totally unrelated, you know, and then it just can be convenient, you know, looked at as more of a convenience that it happened when it happened.
Well, here's my point. My point is
inconvenience to Drake.
As you know, with the internet, if you have a big enough following, you can say anything, and people are going to take it as the truth. So,
but can Drake say anything? I mean, you know, he's been labeled as the white guy in this situation. You know, can he say anything? Because it's like
who called him a white boy?
Well, you know, they've taken him to. Let's see, Rick Ross called him white. Rick Ross called him white boy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because Rick Ross, he got involved in the battle somehow.
Yeah, he inserted himself. Well, I think he was on one of those songs, and then Drake threw shots at him. I think like he was on a song with K-Dot, if I'm not mistaken, and then Drake threw shots at him. So then he starts to get called white boy by Rick Ross, and it's interesting. And then of course Kendrick Lamar, he took the reins of that and he exploited it to the fullest.
Right, because he started talking about how like Drake uses his black side whenever he wants to be tough. He identifies with his black side, and then something about his white side. He basically uses it to his advantage to cater to whatever audience is in front of him at that point in time, right? Yo, real quick, let's go to break. Check out this message, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Walls Art Park in Waverly, Tennessee, where art and nature meets. This is an art park for the artists to paint in at their own discretion. The park consists of 30 walls with 80 different places to paint. It is open to the public 365 days a year, from dawn to dusk. Annually, there is a spring paint jam, a summer paint jam, and a fall paint jam. Open to artists, and they come from around the state, the country, and overseas. Come out and participate. Support Waverly Wall.
Welcome back to the Going In Show. So where we left off at in the conversation, how they always seem to target Drake and his race whenever it comes to a battle with him in recent times. And I was talking about how Pusha T did that with the story of Adidon, which we talk about Kendrick Lamar dissing Drake's family and addressing, not dissing his family, but addressing his family, because he didn't diss his family, but he addressed them. But Pusha T addressed, Kendrick Lamar's kind of, getting a little piece of reading a little piece out of Pusha's handbook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
Pusha called out his son, the fact that Drake has a son that he's not taking care of or acknowledging, and he talked about his race. And we were talking about how is it really fair how whenever there's a battle with Drake that they always tend to want to come and bring up his race? Is that fair?
They call him Ansel. So they call him a white boy. So from where I'm from, which is a military town, we call that mixed whenever you have one or more ethnicities, whichever word you choose to use. We call that being mixed.
Ethnicity, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Military town, black, white Puerto Rican, Korean and black, whatever. Like that's growing up with so many different mixed cultures like that. We just simply call them mixed because our parents didn't know what to call it because our parents were the ones having us. You know what I'm saying? Military, you're going overseas, you're getting shipped overseas, you meet a woman over there. This now becomes geopolitics. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, he's mixed, but other people might look at him like, oh, he's got a little bit of black in him, so he's black, just how they did with Obama. It's all about perspective, really, or perception, or how, your opinion is based off your life experience. Everybody's opinion, I think, is based off their life experience. So, that's how I look at it. As far as calling him a white boy, okay, whatever. Let's be honest, man. We're from the golden era of hip hop. Most people don't even feel like Drake should be in a rap battle.
We're not to over-exaggerate a person's race to use that in a battle in order to bring them down. That's traditionally not something that we like to do in hip hop. But I think that it's an angle that can be used as a tactic, to get under somebody's skin.
For sure.
Should it matter that Drake is mixed, as you said? You know what I'm saying? When I grew up here in Tennessee as well, that's what we called it. We called, when you have a one black parent and one white parent, that person is mixed. Should it matter that a person is that Drake is mixed at all? Should that, do we even care? And how Kendrick says, we don't want to hear you used no more.
Right. He's talking about the N-word.
The N-word.
Speaking of the N-word, my brother, you don't even use the N-word yourself, do you? Is that right?
No, that's not right. Of course, when I was growing up, I started using it. I used the N-word in my vernacular, like with my cousin and with my friends in school and stuff like that here in Tennessee coming up. So that's not true. But then as I gained consciousness, there was a time, when I started to really wake up to gain the knowledge of myself and get that more in-depth spiritual knowledge, I stopped wanting to use that word, because from a black conscious perspective, I thought that and this is before I ever researched, because I wrote the book on the N-word. NGR, what does it mean, expose on the N-word from a hip hop perspective. But so of course now with the information that I have since I wrote and released the book, it's different. But there was a time when I didn't want to use the N-word at all because I looked at it as a derogatory term. The most offensive term is the most offensive word in the English language as it's considered today. So I didn't want to use it. But as of now, me understanding it, and also just culturally and me being a wordsmith, and it's different because it doesn't offend me. It's a weird thing. It doesn't offend me. Not only because I wrote the book, and I know people think that, well, because you wrote the book, that's why you feel like that, but it just doesn't offend me. But I do understand the high levels of sensitivity, especially to the elders in the black community that it has.
But I've had conversations with you, and I've heard you use the word ninja, which is funny because I have other friends that have also used it. I think that's, I think that's an example of just showing your, maybe this is the wrong word, dexterity with words. Being able to navigate words and stuff and say a word that phonetically sounds very close to it and doesn't offend anybody unless somebody mishears you, but you're going to offend somebody someday. It's going to happen, whoever you are. You're going to offend somebody one day. But
yeah, that's a fact, and, it's like words they say sticks and stones break bones, but words have never hurt me. But that's not true. In this society, words hold a lot of weight. And in life, words hold a lot of weight. And I think it's very important what you call somebody. And I think that words do hurt feelings.
Absolutely.
Words cause deaths. Words cause physical injuries. So, you got to be careful what you say to somebody because it does truly hold weight. Now, I think the challenge is to not allow these words to move you in such a way. You know what I'm saying? When somebody says something to you, you should be able to listen to that and say, hey, you know what? I decipher, is this true? Is it not true? And if you deem it's not true, man, whatever. Like, don't even let that bother you, And that's how I choose to look at it.
Word. Let me ask you another hard question that I know a lot of my so-called white counterparts might be very hesitant to ask.
Come with it.
Do you consider every black man to be your brother?
Definitely consider every black man to be my brother proof. Definitely, and I'll tell you why. Primarily because I do identify with the cultural and the historical similarities that me and other so-called black and indigenous men and have gone through, and I do see the so-called black and indigenous women, the so-called black women, right, so-called, as my sisters, right? So yeah, but that's, to me, that's like a no-brainer. I think that men, like, that would be like asking me, do I see my mother and my father as my brother and sister, like, you know what I'm saying, as family. Anybody that looks like my people in my family, I would naturally consider that. But I take it to another level, proof, you know what I'm saying, to an even higher level, and I see all people within the human family ultimately as my brothers and my sisters, you know what I'm saying? Right. Because we all are under the spirituality and of nature of life, under the spiritual nature of life. We are brothers and sisters.
Right. That kind of aligns with my ideology of respect. I give everybody respect from the jump, no matter who you are, what color you are. And, you don't have to earn my respect. I give it to you from the jump. So I treat everybody, like a brother or sister until they give me a reason not to,
Yeah, I like that. And then, but see, to truly see somebody as your brother and sister, right? Even if you rob me, even if you do something to me, that person was still my brother or sister, because in life, your own physical blood brother and sister may steal from you, may shoot you, may do something terrible to you.
Good point.
But that still doesn't make them not be your brother or sister. That's just their mistake. So I mean, it holds true regardless. We are all from a spiritual standpoint and from a higher vibrational level or spiritual standpoint, as they say, I see us all as brothers and sisters, which is why I think this show, the Going In show, is so important, because what, you know, you and I, we functioned on a level as brothers, you know, for quite a while. And I think that we wanted to bring that to the camera and bring that to the public so that people could see that and understand that, you know, we actually live that, you know.
Day to day.
Day to day. But I think that's a very important point that we need to highlight, is the fact that we're all brothers and sisters here on this planet trying to, trying to survive, trying to maintain, trying to make it to the next day.
Yeah, and thrive,
you know,
too. Survive and thrive.
And exactly, not just only survive, but thrive.
Yo, with that being said, let's take a break real quick. Check out the Center for Spiritual Living in Nashville, and we'll be right back. Centers for Spiritual Living is a global community composed of more than 400 spiritual centers across the land. We believe in cause and effect, and that our thinking and expectations can create our own reality. Promoting a community of tolerance, understanding, and respect. Visit cslnashville.org for much more. Welcome back to the Going In Show. I am Raw Proof.
And I'm Pal Shadows, the General.
And we just want to say big thanks to a few people and give a few shout outs. So the Art Park in Waverly, Tennessee, big shout out to them. The Center for Spiritual Living in Nashville, the entire film crew, and that's here at the NECAT Network and Peg Studio.
Yeah, and I'd like to shout out the TSU Alumni Association, Al-Kebalan Images Bookstore on Jefferson Street, Astral and Astral Tap, and the House of Hip Step, and all of the Hip Step Massive. Salute, Sin.
And so we'll leave y'all with a live performance from Strychnine off his album Eyes Woke Shut. The song is called SES Percipi, which is Latin, which means to be is to be perceived.
To be is to be perceived.
Enjoy.
Peace.
Okay. This is crazy. They choosing the bear over the man now. So wow. Oh, excuse me. Yo, let's get it in. I boss in when I log in. Gotta get the likes up, gotta get the people talking. They love the outfits, they love the vehicles, they love the image and the filters that they see it through. Sometimes I peel away and let them know I'm sad. Get too many likes and think they happy cause I'm doing bad. Posting pictures reading Nietzsche and Rousseau. Pictures of my cat, ironically I named Cujo. Let the whole world know I'm watching Pluto. And everywhere I eat I make sure you see my food, bro. It's all a shrine to the thoughts in my mind. But say I'm narcissistic, then I ain't got the time to analyze that. Sip a glass of wine, snap, friends all around. I ain't got time to chat. The cult leader gotta feed my followers. Less than 10,000 likes, that's preposterous. I'm on the glow up, pretty boy blow up. In the DMs where all them bras show up. And you know what? I might go nuts if I go a whole damn week without my close up. I just wanna be seen. It don't matter how I really live. Check the image on the screen. I just wanna be seen. It don't matter how I really live. Check the image on the screen. Might as well be Tarkovsky. I make a bad image good like Riefenstahl did the Nazis. Ain't nobody that can top me since Joni loved Chachi. My jewels touch keys like Liberace. Ricky Bobby go live when I'm speeding. Whole IG eyeing me like I'm Josh Whedon. What you seeing got my self-esteem gleaming. Even though I know I'm not the same human being that I pretend to be. It's like the music industry. Social media the enemy, but still a friend of me. I stay pressing these keys, can't leave my phone alone. It's like Videodrome, all in my chromosomes. It's not a gadget to me, call it a body part that posts every curated thought, covered like body art. Until the body drop, flatline, hard to stop. Keeping up with multiple apps, look, it's hard to knock. I just wanna be seen. It don't matter how I really live. Check the image on the screen, I just wanna be seen. It don't matter how I even feel, it's just an image on the screen. Nah, I mean, yo, the song is called SAS Percipi. My name is Strychnine. You can catch my music if you go to Google and put in the keywords Eyes Woke Shut Bandcamp. And you can stream the whole album for free, alright? But if I'm gonna give y'all something free, I need y'all to give me something free, you know what I'm saying? So look, grab your phones and put your hands up and wave them side to side. If you addicted, then you know the vibe. Put your phone up and wave it side to side. If you addicted, then you know the vibe. Put your phone up and wave it side to side. If you addicted, then you know the vibe. Put that phone up and wave it side to side. If you addicted, then you know the vibe, right? Yeah, and it's the Going In show. I want to shout out the whole team, the cameramen, the producers, Pow Shadow, Raw Proof. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm at it, let me say rest in peace to my man Derek Pace, and rest in peace to my boy Buku Prop. One love to each and every one of y'all. The name is SK9 Strict 9. I'm out. Peace.